You already know this is Punch Rum Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. Gotta keep my eye on the road, but I gotta keep my eyes on my peoples too. Anyway, if you subscribe to me, y'all already know, man. You've been following me. Recently, I've started this thing. Every week, we find who is gonna be the Mr. Pinocchio of the week. Mr. Pinocchio, I'm a real boy. I'm a real boy. Meaning, we find who's the liars of the boxing world for the week. A lot of people be saying boisterous stuff. A lot of people be lying. A lot of people be saying some dumb stuff, thinking that the boxing fans are a bunch of dummies when we're not. And I'm talking about the hardcore boxing fans. I ain't talking about the casual, because we know how the casuals be thinking. But we find Mr. Pinocchios, and for this week, this man is no stranger in saying some boisterous stuff. This man is no stranger in saying the most obnoxious thing you could think of when it comes to the sport of boxing. Excuse me, sorry for being nasty. It's a family show. Bob Arum, which is probably the most prestigious promoter in boxing history. You can't take that away from that. Man. He has promoted one of the best fights in the history of the sport of boxing. But we know this dinosaur be saying some crazy stuff. And this week, he gets Pinocchio of the week. I'm a real boy! Bob Arum is going to say first. He said some crazy stuff, but I got to get him straight. I know we got to respect our elders, and of course, you already know Punch Raw, we respect our elders. I respect Bob Arum, but we got to hold his words for accountable, man. You got to take accountability for the words that be coming out of his damn mouth. Bob Arum first is going to say that Danny Garcia is not a top welterweight, that he's not special. Yet he goes with, they mentioned also in an interview he had with the Boxing Voice. Shout out to Ness and the Boxing Voice and the peeps out there. He said that Ugas is an incredible, a great fighter. Yet he says Ugas is a great fighter. Then he says Danny Garcia is not special, is nothing. They didn't even look at Danny Garcia like that. You gonna tell me that Ugas is better than Danny Silva Garcia, has done more than Danny Silva Garcia? That's one of the dumbest things. Come on, Bob Arum. Probably you don't like Danny Silva Garcia. Probably you try to do a business with Danny Garcia, and Danny Garcia been saying it outside for everybody to hear, everyone to hear that you've been lowballing them, and probably you don't like that. And that's concerning the Crawfords of the world. He was praising Josh Taylor. He was praising Regis Paul Grace, because they was thinking about when can we see Bud Crawford versus the elites, the top welterweights, and he's saying that no, Danny Garcia is not a top welterweight. He was trying to say all that stuff. Go check out the interview when I finish when y'all finish looking at this video. Yet then he started talking about the American boxing event in America, that it doesn't sell, that people don't buy pay-per-view. He said pay-per-view is dead, but that people are not willing to pay for it. People not willing to come out to the arena. They'd rather watch it in their house. That there's a lot of sporting events going on in America, which could be true. It could be true. And we know that. Yet, the problem lies here. This is the problem what we have with Bob Arum. Because, of course, he was talking about that because, of course, we know that Tyson Fury been trying to make it in America, and he can't make it in America. Nobody is buying the tickets. He's probably sitting out like 5,000 people is showing up in the arena, and he'd be like, "Oh man, what's going on? American just doesn't want to come to the fight unless if it's a great fight between two big names," which is a liar. You know why? And I'm going to give him that Pinocchio, I'm a real boy title. Because it's your job, Mr. Bob Arum. It is your job to promote the fight. And if you're telling the fighters and the fans that you can't bring out a crowd, yet you getting a piece of that money, yet you getting a good, hefty piece of the boxer's money, you're telling us that you are not capable of promoting fighters and events. You can't sell fights. That's what you're telling the people. You can't just be saying, imagine you, remember, Top Rank Bob Arum is a promoter. You promote. It is your job to fill those seats up. It is your job. You get in the cut. It is your job to get, because if you can't bring those seats up and if you can't promote it right, then why the hell you getting money? Why the hell you getting the cut? How can you tell a fighter, well, I know you're an American fighter, but you know what? I want you to side with us. Even though that, fans are not coming out to the arena and watch you fight, we try our best. But in America, they just not coming out. So you gotta figure out a strategy. We can only put you against the best, and that's the only way that you can fight. How you gonna say that to a fighter? Where am I giving you the money? You know, with that statement, Bob Arum, you're just giving more credit to the guy that you've been fighting for more than several years. Guess who? Al Heyman. Because Al Heyman Fighters doesn't got a promoter. He took that middleman out. And what you're saying is, in other words, that Al Heyman business strategy works. He don't need guys, Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, Sean Porter, Danny Sue Garcia. You don't need a promoter. All you need is a promoter for the event. That's all. Stop getting the money. Stop giving them a cut because they can't promote. And Bob Arum, the most prestigious promoter, you're actually telling us indirectly that the time of having a promoter is no good in America. That's what you're telling us. That's what you're telling us. It's not that America don't want to come to the boxing event. It's not that America is too busy looking at the NBA and the MLB. Because, hey, when I believe when Terrence Crawford and Amir Khan fought, that was probably around the spring, almost the summer. The problem is, Bob Arum, you have lost your touch. You are not capable of promoting in 2019. We headed to 2020. That's the real stuff. Hey, Bob Arum, do you think it's easy to promote? Do you think that you were an extraordinary promoter at this day and age in 2019? Hell yeah, I am. No, you're not. No, you're not, because you're giving all the excuses saying that, oh, you can't, guys ain't coming out, the fans ain't coming out, the fans ain't willing to buy tickets to come out, they rather watch it in their house, even though a lot of people don't got ESPN Plus. The numbers was not great with Bud Crawford and MSG. Amir Khan was the name, Bud Crawford is the name, the machine with ESPN is the name, but Top Rank ain't doing the job because it's your job to promote the fight. It is your job to promote the fighters. Think about it. If you own a club and you hire a promoter, because of course the club owner, he's just the owner of the club. He hires people. He hires a promotional company so he could promote their club, so people could come out. Can you imagine giving your promoter money every weekend in a club? Let's say you own a club. You giving your promoter money every weekend. Boom, boom. And then when you come to the club, your club is empty. The money ain't flowing. Who the hell you gonna blame? We got to go get another promotional company. Or you know what? I got to think of another strategy. It's time for you're fired. In the words of Donald Trump and The Apprentice, you're fired. So, Bob Arum, you just exposed yourself. And you know what? You just gave credit to Al Heyman without even mentioning his name. You're telling the whole American boxing amateurs that is not worth it having a promotional company. Nobody's gonna watch you fight because in America, nobody comes and watch the fight unless if I put you against a high caliber name, unless if I put you to dance with a Lomachenko. Even Lomachenko ain't making it in America. Tyson Fury with his brass and his great promotional mouth, still 6,000, 5,000 people is coming out to Las Vegas. Bob Arum, Top Rank, you have lost your touch. You have lost your touch. And now it seems like boxers got to do what a lot of people feel like they need to do. And it's go to PBC. And look, like I said, I like Bob Arum, what has he done in the past. I can't complain about PBC giving money to their boxers because they don't never complain. You never heard a PBC fighter complain about their money. I love the Zone. I feel like the Zone is giving us the best fights. And the cheapest it could be is like every week there's a fight, and a good fight and a challenging fight. If you think about it, if you think about 2019, think about all the fights of the year candidates, and you let me know what outlet have you watched those fights in. Anyway, so you already know, man. Today, this week, Mr. Pinocchio, I'm a real boy. Oh, it's Bob Arum. You know, the dinosaur, and he is not gonna retire. He is not gonna retire. Well, that's Mr. Pinocchio. Let me know what you feel about who's the Mr. Let me know if you have another Mr. Pinocchio man of the week. But for this week, Bob Arum, Top Rank, the prestige promoter, Bob Arum is Mr. Pinocchio man of the week.